In this video, we are going to be going over how to write inequalities from word problems. I have just a couple examples for us, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to show you how I use these 4 steps every time I write an inequality statement so that we don't miss any pieces and we get the right symbol, or the right inequality symbol in the middle there. All right, so let's first read our problem. Jay wants to buy a car that costs $4,000. He has $1,972 in the bank, and he saves $550 per week from his paycheck. Write an inequality to determine the number of weeks, W, he needs to save enough money to buy the car. All right, so our first step is going to be to determine the 2 amounts that we are comparing. So Jay wants to buy that car for $4,000, right? So that's kind of his goal. That's going to be one of the amounts. That's the amount that he's trying to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and write down $4,000. All right, and then he has $1,972 in the bank and he saves $550. So these 2 amounts need to go together on the other side of the inequality because that is the combination of what he already has and what he will continue to save. So that's sort of the side that's going to represent how much money Jay has in order to purchase this car. So let's talk about what that looks like over here on this side of the inequality. I'm going to leave the space in between blank and we're going to put in that inequality symbol at the very end. All right, so he already has a $1,972. So that is just a flat amount that he has already in the bank. So let's go ahead and write that amount down, $1,972. And then he's going to be saving $550 per week. Whenever we see the word per, that is going to indicate usually that that number is going to go along with our variable. So we know that he's going to be saving this amount of money every week. So what we want to do is we want to multiply the 550 times the number of weeks that he's going to be saving. But that's what we're trying to figure out, is how many weeks. And they did tell us that they want us to use W as the variable here. So in addition to that 1,972 that he already has, we're going to add 550W, and that's going to represent the amount of money that he's saving each week. All right, so now we need to determine if the amounts could be equal. So on this side of our inequality, this is the amount of money that Jay has or that he's going to save. On this side of the inequality is the amount that he needs for the car, right? So let's think about this. If the amount that he has / saves, if that is equal to the amount that he needs, would that be sufficient? Would that be enough for this situation to happen? Yes, it would. If he was able to save exactly $4,000, he would have enough to purchase the car. Let's go ahead and do step 4. We're going to substitute in some amounts to help us determine which sign we're going to use. We know it's going to either be a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to, right? So we know that 4,000 is the goal. Well, let's substitute in a number here that would make sense, something less than $4,000. Well, what if he had / saved $3,000? Would that be enough to satisfy this situation? No, probably not. But let's go ahead for this one and pick a number that is greater than the $4,000. Well, would this situation allow him to buy the car? Yes, it would. If he had or saved $5,000, he would have plenty to buy the car. So that tells us that we are going to use the greater than or equal to symbol for this situation. Let's try problem 2. Micah wants to get a new cell phone and monthly plan. Supercell Company will charge $150 for a phone and $50 per month for service. Best Mobile Company charges $75 for a phone and $99 per month for service. Write an inequality that shows the number of months, M, Michael will need to use the plan to make Best Mobile the better deal. Okay, so we need to first determine the 2 amounts that we need to compare. We're comparing one cell phone plan to another cell phone plan. So let's start with the first cell phone plan that they gave us information about. That would be Supercell. So for Supercell, they're going to charge $150, so that's just a flat fee of $150. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Plus, they have a $50 per month for service. So remember, there's that word per. So that is going to tell us that we're going to be multiplying that 50 times the variable, which is m. They told us that they want us to use m. So we've got 50m. All right, so this is Supercell. I'm just going to write an SC above here just to remember that that is the Supercell plan. All right, and then on the other side, we're going to leave this space in the middle blank so that we can put our inequality symbol in at the very end. The next company is Best Mobile. So Best Mobile charges $75 for a phone. So again, that's just a flat $75 fee for a phone, and then $99 per month. So there's that per again. So we're adding 99M because that 99 times the number of months will be the service fee that Micah has to pay. So now let's see what inequality symbol is going to go here. Write an inequality that shows the number of months M. Michael will need to use the plan to make Best Mobile, I forgot to write its initials there, Best Mobile, the better deal. Okay, so we need to determine if these two amounts could be equal to satisfy what they're asking for in this question. No, we want Best Mobile to be a better deal than Supercell. If they're equal, then that's not what they're asking for. They're not asking for them to be the same. They want Better Mobile to be the better deal, which means cheaper, right? Whenever we're paying for something, we want to pay less for it if we can. So if Better Mobile is the best deal, we want this amount to be lower than this amount. Let's say that Supercell turned out to be $500 and Best Mobile turned out to be $600. And that would be a less than symbol, right? But that doesn't make Best Mobile the better deal. You would be paying more for Best Mobile than you would for Supercell. If we flip those around and said, well, what if Supercell turned out to be $600 and Best Mobile turned out to be $500? Well, that's going to be a greater than symbol, which is what we want. We want Best Mobile to actually be the cheaper plan. Now, again, $600 and $500, they don't necessarily have anything to do with this problem. I just substituted those numbers in just so that I could get a little bit of help and assistance and see which inequality symbol to use that would fit this situation. So I hope that that helps you with writing inequalities from word problems. Please let me know what you thought about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also in the description, I'm going to leave a link to my pre-algebra series. It includes this video and a lot more that go over a ton of different pre-algebra skills. So check that out, and I'll see you next time.